Hey guys, YouTuber 100 here. Alright, and now here I am continuing on with these Rise and Fall of John Hughes reviews. And next up, oh man. And now next up, this is going to be a review for Baby's Day Out. Oh my lord. I mean, seriously, what in the hell was this? Like, seriously, John Hughes, this is a John Hughes movie. John Hughes seriously wrote this? Seriously, what the hell are you thinking? Seriously, what the hell is this? Seriously, oh my gosh, this film is just, I mean, this was really just seemed like an all new low, especially for John Hughes. Like, yeah, I've already said that after Home Alone 2, his career pretty much just turned to shit, and that really does show here. Seriously, this film, it seemed that John Hughes really did hit rock bottom with this movie. Seriously, this movie is freaking horrible. This film sucks. Seriously, what the hell were you thinking, John Hughes? What were you thinking when you actually wrote this? Did you seriously think that this was actually a good idea? Oh my gosh. This film just absolutely sucks. It's horrible. I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah, I really do think that this is probably John Hughes' worst movie. He did continue to make movies after this. This didn't totally destroy his career, but yeah, I still do think that this is definitely the worst film John Hughes ever wrote. Seriously, this film is just so freaking bad. I mean, seriously, I do not know what John Hughes was really thinking. Was he just under pressure from the studios to just write something? I'm thinking about a baby and just make it about a whole bunch of mishaps happen, and this is what he put out. Because seriously, this is terrible. There's nothing funny about this. Seriously, I already said in Dennis the Menace review how it seemed that after Home Alone 2, John Hughes really did seem to really want a lot of his movies to really follow the Home Alone formula with a lot of slapstick or hijinks or stuff. And yeah, and it really did not really deliver because yeah, the films really did not turn out very good. In Dennis the Menace, it did kind of work to an extent because some of this slapstick in Dennis the Menace was actually funny, but here nothing is funny. I did not laugh once at anything in this movie. Seriously, this was just absolutely stupid. Seriously, how in the hell is this funny? Seriously, like what this film really is about. It's just about these three idiotic criminals that end up kidnapping a baby from a rich family for a really big ransom, but the baby ends up escaping. And throughout the movie, just the three are just chasing after the baby, but they can't catch him, and they just end up getting hurt throughout the entire thing. Every time they chase after the baby, they get hurt in one way or another. Seriously, and that goes on throughout this entire movie. And seriously, how is this funny? There is nothing funny about this. Nothing funny even happens in the movie. I think that the only ones that would actually think that this stuff is funny are little kids, 4-year-olds. They are the ones that would really laugh at this kind of stuff. But yeah, this stuff really is not funny. This is just such a low class, unfunny humor, and it is just absolutely lame. Throughout the movie, the bird, the criminals are just always chasing after the baby, but the baby always ends up getting away, and and yeah, and they just end up getting hurt throughout this whole movie. The premise of this movie, what? Well, I shouldn't really say the premise, but yeah, the setup for this movie is that the baby is apparently always reading a his favorite storybook, and yeah, and then throughout the movie, as he does escape from the criminals, he comes across these places that actually do resemble places seen in his book. So he pretty much just tries to really act out his book throughout the movie by going to all these places that he remembers from his book. Yeah, so that is pretty much how this film really does go. Oh yeah, yeah, but seriously, seriously, the humor in this movie, it is not funny. Like seriously, like it's just like throughout the movie, like I said, the criminals are trying to chase after the baby, but the baby always ends up getting away and they get hurt in the process. And it's not funny. Like seriously, I mean, we just have stuff like an old lady beating up the three, and they get like hurt from like other cars, and they get attacked by a gorilla at one point, and they get set. One gets set on fire, and then they get hurt at a construction site, and yeah, it's just pretty much like wherever the baby goes, they follow, but they end up getting hurt in every single situation. Yeah, and that is really just like all this film really is filled with. Like, how is that funny? And seriously, none of this stuff is even funny. Like, it's just like such lame, immature comedy, and it's only stuff like little kids would really laugh at. Like I said, like it's stuff like at one point, like I said, like the baby ends up crawling into like a zoo, a cage at the zoo at one point with a gorilla, and as the three are like trying to get the baby, the gorilla ends up protecting the baby and is like fighting the three. But seriously, it's not funny. Hmm. Like the gorilla just ends up like crushing the fingers and throwing them in the air and all this like, and seriously, I do not get one laugh from it. Yeah. Then there's another point where the police actually do question the three. Yeah, but they hide the baby, and the baby ends up like setting one of the guy's groins on fire. Yeah, he just sets the groin on fire. But even then, that's not funny. Like seriously, that's just disgusting, and it doesn't even make me laugh at all. It really, like I said, I just really feel that that's something like little kids would really laugh at. And like it's just like very immature humor like this throughout the entire movie. So yeah, and the movie really is just like filled with with that stuff, and it just goes on throughout the entire movie. Like, just like you just are spending an hour and a half just watching these like crooks. It's like chase after the baby, and they get hurt in every single predicament. And yeah, and that's all it is. It just goes on for like an hour and a half. So, yeah, it is really just like so freaking stupid and unfunny. And seriously, like, I do not have any idea what John Hughes was thinking when he wrote this movie because seriously, like, he really did like want to really like try to make his movies more comedic, but yeah, it just like ends up like turning out like a very, yeah, shitty film, and it just like comes across as just so unfunny and stupid. And seriously, this is just like totally embarrassing for John Hughes. Like, seriously, how could John Hughes stoop so low? I mean, after he wrote like all these films that I have already discussed, and then he writes this. Like, really, I do not know like what John Hughes was really thinking when he did this. I don't know like who's to blame. I don't know if it's his fault, if it's the studio's fault, or who's at fault. But yeah, either way, just yeah, this film still is just like a really terrible. And yeah, this really did seem to be like where John Hughes really did hit rock bottom with the film. Yeah. So just I really don't know what else I can really say about it because it really is just like what I already said. Like it really is just like that throughout the entire movie. So yeah, so really I just don't know what to say. Like the really just like I said, just nobody really is funny in this movie. The baby really just kind of gets like really annoying. Like throughout the film, you kind of like hear like his like coos and his giggles and stuff throughout the movie, but yeah, you can so tell like that's just like totally fake. It's just like added in sound effects. The baby's not actually doing it. So yeah, and that you just like hear that basically whenever it shows the baby on screen, and it's just like so annoying to listen to. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that there are gonna be like people that really do say, "Oh, that baby is so cute," but I mean, who really cares? Because like that baby was subjected to this stupid movie. So yeah, I just really don't know what else to say about it. I mean, it is just bad. Like seriously, I really do just say that if you haven't seen this film before, just keep it that way. Like this really is another one of John Hughes's notable movies. That's why I'm talking about it here. But yeah, I would personally just like say that just pretend that this film really doesn't exist. Just do not watch it because it is just like such a dumb movie and really is just an embarrassment to John Hughes' legacy. So yeah, and I know I'm not really the only one who feels that way because yeah, this film really was just like renownedly hated, and plus the film also was a box office bomb. It only grossed $30 million against its $48 million budget. So this film really did lose like $18 million. So yeah, so if even a John Hughes film loses that much money, are you really going to try to argue that it's bad? So yeah, so this film really is just like absolutely horrible, and yeah, like I said, this really is just a total embarrassment to John Hughes' legacy. So yeah, so I just really don't know what rating I would give the movie. I mean, I guess I would probably just give it. Oh, I just don't know. I guess I'm just gonna go with 1 star out of 4 for this movie. I mean, and I may be generous with that rating, but yeah, that's just what I'm gonna go with. I'm just gonna give this movie 1 star out of 4. So yeah, so I just really don't know what else to say about it. Like it is just horrible. Like I mean, how could like John Hughes actually write this and actually think that this was actually a good thing to actually make a movie out of? So, yeah, so it is just like so bad. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, it really doesn't really make sense for me to really go over the premise of this movie because it is the film basically just does consist of everything that I talked about. All it is just like it's the chase between the criminals and the baby for the entire movie. That's it. So yeah, so I just really don't know what else to say about it. But yeah, definitely give this film a thumbs down, and I really would just suggest to just not even watch this movie and just pretend it doesn't even exist. Because yeah, if you actually do see it, then you're just gonna see like how embarrassing this is on John Hughes' legacy. So yeah, so I just really don't know what else I can really say. So I think I'm just gonna like just stop the review right here because if I continue talking about this, I'll just sound like a broken record. Yeah. So yeah, so like I said, I give this movie just 1 star out of 4. All right. So yeah, so yeah, okay. So yeah, so of course, like yeah, after this movie, like technically, John Hughes actually did write Dennis the Menace in this movie before he actually did the Miracle on 34th Street remake. Yeah, so luckily, like after this film, John Hughes did get like somewhat of a redemption with the Miracle on 34th Street remake, even though like that film really didn't get like a whole lot of love. Like there were like people that really didn't like it, but some did enjoy it. Like I overall did give it like a good rating when I reviewed it. Yeah. So John Hughes did get somewhat of a redemption after this movie. Yeah. But then after that, then after the Miracle on 34th Street remake, then John Hughes went over to Disney and wrote a couple of screenplays for or a couple movies over there. Now, how did that turn out? Well, tune in next time and you'll find out. All right. But yeah, as far as like this one goes, yeah, just skip it. All right. So yeah, so I guess this is all I can really say. All right. So this is for review of Baby's Day Out, and stay tuned for up next as I'll be talking about the couple of Disney films that John Hughes wrote following this. All right. So stay tuned for that coming up. But yeah, hope you guys did enjoy this review. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.